and I'm back with a special sort of video because this is a collaboration with 11 other simmers, which I'm really excited about sharing with you. I decided to organise a collab because I haven't been involved in many collabs recently and I really wanted to be. I've got some collabs coming up, but I wanted to sort of organise my own. A while ago, a simmer called Fantasia, she organised like a really big collab with I think like 40 or 50 different people. So I thought, well, if I did one for building, that would be pretty cool. So it just so happened that it was in time for Halloween. It wasn't planned, it was planned like a month ago, but I've been really disorganised in my videos, and that is just because I've been moving and I've got like so much going on. But honestly, I was so happy to be able to do this. I actually thought of the idea when I was looking at terraced housing, and I thought, well, if we all did like a little plot of land each and made them look really different and really unique, then that would be pretty interesting. So the idea for this is that they're all going to be spooky themed. Now mine isn't really that spooky themed, so I might be the least to follow this collab, but the idea was that I just wanted like really different houses, and we have like loads of different builders that are all really good at building, and they all build like really unique builds and stuff. So I think it's going to be interesting to see what everyone comes up with. So I decided to make the neighborhood, and you can see me making it now. It's pretty basic. I think that everyone has more or less the same stuff packs, game packs, expansion packs, but if there's like one or two missing, we sort of arranged that the people that had the least amount of things, or like the people that sort of were missing like a pack or something, which isn't a big deal, can just go before everyone else, because that makes sense. And what I will do at the end is, if for some reason anything disappears, I'll just replace it because it's not a big deal. And at the end, I'll do like a walkthrough of all the builds together, and we can see down the street, and we can go and like have a proper look through, and yeah, a little nosy at the houses. So I didn't add a basement for mine, and I was so disappointed because honestly, if I rebuilt it, I'd have just done a basement, because basements are the coolest. I love basements, and I would have loved one for mine just because mine's supposed to be like, I guess, a Hansel and Gretel inspired house, that's it. So I was obsessed with that when I was younger. So I thought doing a candy house would be a really cool idea. I think a while ago I did like an Easter bunnies mansion castle thing, which a lot of people liked, but I wanted to do one for Halloween because even though it's not necessarily spooky, it could be, because the person that could live inside could be really horrible. And imagine if they were though, and it was all like a lure to draw people in. That would be really creepy, and that would be a house that I would imagine would definitely be involved in one of my Let's Plays, just because that is how I like to have my storylines, just really creepy, I guess. Like Let's Play Witches, that has some creepy storylines. But anyway, we have some really amazing simmers doing the collab, and I'm actually going to get the list up of the themes that I got in, because what I decided to do was I decided to write down some themes myself, and if anyone wanted to change something, then you absolutely can, like it's fine and stuff. But I thought that I'd do that because I wanted them to all contrast each other. Like if everybody did the same sort of house, then it would just look like an identical street. So I didn't want that to happen. So after the candy house, there is going to be the madhouse, which is next door. And then we've got the ghost house, the fairy house, the crooked house, the witch house, pumpkin house, clown house, werewolf house, vampire's house, abandoned house, and the Addams family inspired house, which is a super long name. So I hope it's going to be good on the thumbnail. But yeah, I think the theme was changed around for that one, and some people did change the themes, which is absolutely fine. And I'm really excited to see the finished results. Now, I did decide that I'm not going to call people's names out that are doing the collab, and the reason is because it may change rounds. I have no idea, and I don't want people to feel like once I've called out their name, they have to. So I think it's a good idea not to, but I will write them all down below, and you can go find their channels because I'll leave all the links. And the idea is that I'll be doing the separate walkthrough after it's all finished anyway. So hopefully that will be coming up later in Halloween. Now I have so many Halloween builds that I'm going to do, and if you have any ideas, like I know a few people are asking for me to do the charmed house and to do like a haunted castle and stuff, so I have got some ideas coming up because I really want to do like, I guess, loads of Halloween inspired builds, because it's the one time that I can, and for some reason, I have no idea why this has happened, but for some reason I feel ridiculously festive this year, and I never get like this around Halloween, honestly. But I do, and I just want to buy a pumpkin and start carving it. In fact, I did try an attempt at carving a pumpkin, I think like 2 years ago, but it was absolutely awful. I carved out the whole thing, and then it was supposed to be like a cat with a little pumpkin next to it. And I carved it all out, and then the cat fell off, so it just looked like a gaping hole in the middle. So I thought, no, I really can't put that outside because it looked terrible. But I think that as long as I don't make that mistake again, it should be absolutely fine. And hopefully this year I will be able to carve some pumpkins with my husband, because I think he'd be pretty good at this stuff because he's very precise. Like when it comes to instructions, he follows them through, like baking, for instance. He's really good at baking and I'm absolutely terrible. And every single year on October the 7th, because that's his birthday, I always make him a cake and it's awful. And he makes really good stuff. So I think it'll be interesting this year. But in the past, we've gone to like Halloween parties together. And one of the first times that we ever went out together, we wore these costumes. And I went as a witch and he went as a zombie to this pub. And my costume was absolutely awful. I usually wear black, so I had 99% of the clothing just ready, and that was it. I put a witch's hat on, but I sort of want to make an effort in the future because I see these amazing costumes that people make. When I went to Ibiza, this was ages ago, they take Halloween over there so seriously. Like the costume shops are amazing compared to what I've seen, like, I guess, in Germany and Switzerland, because I've lived in both those places and the areas that I've lived in didn't really take the festiveness very seriously. I mean, we don't get any trick-or-treats or anything, which is fine. I mean, it's understandable because in Germany we lived in the middle of nowhere, so I would be very surprised if we did, and I'd also be very creeped out and probably not answer the door anyway. And that goes the same for carol singers, just because it's in the middle of nowhere. Like, I'm not answering my door at night time, and that's it. So yeah, anyway, they had these really frightening costumes in Ibiza. And they were like these massive goblin masks. And my dad thought it would be a good idea to buy some. So now, like, every single time I go around to my parents' house, I have one in my cupboard. And I go downstairs and I sometimes surprise my mum with it just because it's so creepy. It's like this really old green man, and it's the most frightening thing ever. But yeah, like if you turn around at a high speed and that's the first thing you see, it would frighten the living daylights out of you. So I might try and find that for Halloween, but maybe I'll have to go back at Christmas and fetch that because my parents don't exactly live near me. But anyway, should be a lot of fun. And if you are going trick-or-treating or anything, then let me know what you were going as in the comments below, because that is always interesting, and I think that some of the costume ideas are amazing. I mean, as long as it's not a ghost, because a lot of the ghost costumes are just a mattress. Not a mattress, what's it called? Cover. Duvet cover. I always get duvet cover and mattress mixed up. Anyway though, this was when I was just like sticking loads of items around the build. Now, I did think about putting in a cage inside the build. I have some really weird ideas, but it's Halloween, I'm entitled to it, I can do this. So I have like this series at the moment, Let's Play Witches, and there's like this basement and it's really creepy. And I think a lot of my ideas for this sort of house would go with that. Just because I think that having like hidden areas would be amazing, but I did the complete opposite on this build, so I don't even know why I'm going on about like cages and stuff and basements, because honestly this is like the most friendliest house you could possibly imagine. But I think if I went back in time and like redid the whole interior, then I would definitely do something different. But it's already on the Sims 4 gallery, like people have already built around it now, so I may go back to it at the end, and if you want me to, then let me know in the comments, because I could build a basement and it could be really creepy. We could have some like really weird person living here, and we could have like a competition who can make the weirdest person and stick them in. It could be amazing. But yeah, I don't know if I'll use this street for my Let's Play. I really hope that I'll be able to, just because it's sort of supposed to be always set around Halloween. Like, that's the idea. What you could do is you could install this mod, which you can have unlimited people on a plot of land. Now that's amazing because you can have more than 8 Sims. This 8 Sims rule is really irritating, especially for a street like this. Because my idea would be that maybe like 1 or 2 people would live in each of these houses. So there'd be maybe at tops 24. Yeah, 24 people. Maybe you could have more than that though, and you could do some really interesting things. Like, this could actually be an asylum challenge. How cool would that be, to have like all these separate houses all closed off, and then all the people go back to their house at night, but they would just never be able to escape. Like, they could live anywhere in the neighborhood, they would never be able to leave the area. That would be like a completely different asylum twist. I haven't done the asylum myself, but I've watched loads of the English Simmers videos, and they're really good. So yeah, I guess I will recap on those. But that would be interesting, you know, if someone did that. And I'm always looking for challenges to do, but I don't want to do the ones that everybody does, like the 100 baby challenge. I don't want to say everybody, but a lot of people do the 100 baby challenge, and I just feel like for the channel, I would want to do something so different. Like if I did the 100 baby challenge, it would have a massive twist. It would be like the 100 baby challenge with Voldemort or something. I don't know. In Hogwarts, it would just be really weird, just because, I don't know, I have to stay interested in my own storylines, otherwise I won't do it. And that's happened with like a few of my Let's Plays before. They've just sort of died out because I lost interest. Anyway though, going back to the build, because I don't think I've spoken about the build a lot in this video. This was when I was making the cutest little cupcake path. So the idea is that everything in this build is supposed to be really edible, and even though it's not, like even though I used some really strange items like tomatoes, just ignore them. Just pretend they're sweets because they look like sweets. And I know that some people don't like me using these like show hidden objects, but there was really nothing else I could use. And I get it, but I think that I'm really stuck at the moment. So it was like the last given opportunity. So there we go. It was fun though. It was a lot of fun. It was very interesting, and I love creating builds like this. I think that I will in the future. I want to create like a really old build as well, like loads of sticks coming out of it. I was really torn what to pick for my build though, to be fair. But I thought I'd go for this because this is a difficult build to do. Because it's like really repetitive, and with all the items and stuff, it was just going to take the longest. I thought anyway. Because this build probably took me about 2 hours, which isn't a very long time spent on a build, but it's long for me. I'm considering that after this build though, I want to do a candy mountain. If you're interested in that, then please let me know in the comments below, because that would be really fun to do. And it would just be different. Like, I'm pretty sure that was one of the suggestions after I built the last candy or Easter bunny castle. So that would be pretty interesting. We could see how that goes. Anyway though, onto the interior. Now, a lot of this was unfortunately cut out, and that was because I was having too much fun. I don't even know what happened. I had too much fun editing this video that half of it just disappeared, and then I couldn't find it. So apologies, but we don't see the lounge part. But the lounge part isn't even that interesting, so if you're wondering what's in there, it will be on the screenshots anyway. But it was really boring. Like, same with the rest of the house. It was all about the exterior for this, but I just wasn't feeling doing the interior, but I sort of had to. So had to stick through with it and just commit to it. But no, I would definitely go back and I would redo it. I mean, if you like it, that's amazing. But if you don't, that's fine too, because I'm not too keen on it myself. But I think I will. I think that maybe when it comes to the walkthrough, I might do something a bit creepier. Maybe? I don't know. If I did a candy mountain, then I'd definitely do something creepier. Anyway though, we are onto the screenshot, so hopefully we get a really good view of the lounge now. So we've just passed the first two, and we've got a little woman there. She's just like a random woman, but this is the lounge, so you can see it's really plain. Loads of candy floss trees, stuff like that. A little gem on the kitchen sink. It's been pretty basic, but there we go. And the bedroom is not my favourite. But anyway, that is the end of the build. So I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see your future videos. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to check the playlist below, and I'll speak to you all soon.